Good morning, guys. How's it going? We are just getting ready to send everybody out of the starting pins here. Men's race is starting now. Ladies' race will start in 2 minutes. We will get an eye on the start of this race and start following along. How's everybody going this morning? Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a while since I've been here. Been out for a week, so welcome back, everybody, and hopefully we got some good racing this morning. I believe we're doing the triple loops race, and that is a lot of flat racing, and then we are going to attack up the hill. These guys are going hard out of the gate to begin with, trying to get all the way up to the front, and this is a huge crowd here. Looks like we've got over 80 riders going here, and we'll get you a nice little view here of the start here of Akibe, going hard out of the gate. We've got a lot of different views this morning queued up, ready to go. We have all the different cycle views that we can watch, as well as some of our own personal views set up here. So I'm going to try to give you guys a lot of different perspectives today is the goal. So hopefully this works out and is effective in getting you guys a lot of information. Trying to get the chat windows all up. I have Facebook, Mixer, and CycleView chat up. Unfortunately, my CycleView stream is not working very well this morning, so we're going to go without that. We've got the ladies just getting ready to roll out, so let's get an eye on them as they are getting started, and we'll come back to the men racing here in just a moment. Try to make sure I get you guys all of the action. And here go the ladies, hard out of the pin. We have Claudia Behrens, looks like Terry Cashmore, E. Reese, a Go Gal, one of the fearless riders here. So we got a good group of women riders getting out of the gate here too, and they are going hard right out of the gate as well. We do have some first-person views of the ladies racers as well. So it looks like we have Claudia streaming over at CycleView. We don't have her Zwift screen up yet. Looks like she maybe needs to change some views over there. So we don't have a good view of her yet. We do have a lot of the men riders. So here we've got Claudia. She's got to switch over to her Zwift screen so we can see the Zwift screen here at some point too. But we have Justin Wagner, Team ODZ. Justin hammering hard here at the front of the men's group. Justin will be a shoe-in to win this race, doing well in the point standings in the league. Also seeing here Adam Boyko, Sadeo Akibe, Jason Flores, Vitor Mateus, just a few of the names we recognize here. So these guys have a long flat section of racing before going up the hill, going up Leith Hill, and then going up Box Hill. This is the Triple Loops course, which includes a lot of climbing. Trying to get a couple more. Looks like we have a few more streams available to watch, so we're going to try to get those available for you from CycleView. So Let's go team draft. Come on, Mateus. We're getting all kinds of comments in here. I'm getting a question here from Kai Barrett. Casey, are you racing this season? I have been racing this season, but unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to continue. Or I can continue, but I don't believe I'm going to be able to complete the season. So let's get to this screen here real quick. The guys are going up this hill into Trafalgar Square. No one seems to be kicking too hard here, but this is a point where you may start seeing some guys drop off the back here. So we're going to kind of look backwards here. You can see it getting strung out a little bit here in the back. See if we get any real trouble spots back here. You can see here, this is the group behind. Starting to see a little bit of a gap form here. You can see how long this train is strung out, and these guys toward the back of this train can get in trouble if they don't push up. So you can see here, this rubber band starting to stretch real thin, about 4 or 5 riders up from where we're at, and this is where the trouble spots form. If they're not able to close these gaps right away, this is where things are gonna fall off the back for them. So this rider we're on here looks like he has given it up at 2.5 watts per kilogram. He is going out the back and going out the back fast. Bayer here is not giving up, so he is pushing hard here to still try and hold on. Not quite back yet, but still not out of touch. Needs to push hard to get caught back up. Now is the make or break point for his race. CB is on his wheel, but not pushing to come around to do any help there. So not sure what the those guys need to get pushed around there, and just not quite able to get that gap closed. So looks like those are going to be off the back now. So this is the men's race. Let's try to get you guys some different views going on now. Looks like here we've got Team ODZ, Jason Flores, hanging out in the peloton. Got a good stream going here. You can really see the suffer face from Jason. Working hard. Ladies coming up to Trafalgar Square right now. So let's see what they are doing as well. Do we have any good streams going there? The ladies are attacking Trafalgar's as we speak. Here they go, climbing up into the square. Attacking hard. I'm gonna go quiet here for just a second, guys. We'll keep you on some views to look at. See if I can get some streaming set up here.
Yeah, I'm lost and numb, cold through the touch. I pretend like I don't remember your name. Every masterpiece turns to blasphemy. When I close my eyes, yeah, I still see your face. We were the thunder and the lightning, burning fire started from a spark. I would spend you just to watch you twirl. It was us against the world. You were the rain falling on my skin. Yeah,
Alright guys, I'm here now. Not sure what I did was going to help any, so we are going to hang out here and just try to focus on the streams that we do have. Leaf Hill will be fun tonight. So we'll see how this is going to go once we get to the hills. Just having a little bit of a struggle trying to get my own stream going. It didn't look like my stream was wanting to work, but it looks like maybe we've got it now. So for this portion of the race, they are going to stay for a pretty flat portion of the course, should keep things pretty calm for this portion of the course, and getting all kinds of pop-ups on my iPad. So let's do a little bouncing around in our different streams to see who we have here. We've got Jason Flores riding. You can see Jason has the little overlay going there from the Cycle View site, so he can see the ongoing stats. Here we've got Justin head down, just riding 153 beats per minute, 152 beats per minute. That is not super high for Justin, so he's just cruising here in the peloton, probably working together with his team to get some good results here. We have June Mitsutani. June is in this front group as well. Similar heart rate, 148. Looks like June may be riding rollers there, maybe going to sleep there. Got a big yawn in. Need to spice things up a little bit. Looks like these guys are needing a little more action, getting to fall asleep. We have Cameron Moss getting a drink here, also sitting in at that same front group. Seeing some other big names as we scroll through here. Seeing a little bit of HG Becker in there, who is going to be tough when they get to the hills. HG is always tough. Here's Sadeo Akibe riding his rollers. Sadeo was the performance bracket winner at CVR Los Angeles, so great to see him here riding and participating in the next season, the spring season. We also have looks like this one has frozen up, so we're gonna pull him out. We go back to Sadeo, and then this one is not quite as good full screen. Here we go, and this is F Ortiz, or Project Icon, and he truly has the Pain Cave set up there. Looks like cinder block walls. You can see the wood up above him. He is truly in a dungeon executing his race. So the term Pain Cave is very literal when it comes to his setup and his video screen for sure. But it looks like all these guys are in the front group, cruising in here. If you want to take a look at these streams for yourself, jump on over to cycleview.cvrworldcup.com and you can check those out yourself. Yeah, Trash says, I think it's his bed over top of him. Yeah, I think it might be. It looks like it could very well double as a torture chamber or a cell of some sort. Definitely a little damp and musty down there. So this is the men's group. Looks like they are doing well, holding together a large front group. We've got Claudia here. You can see her first-person video view. We don't have a view of her race directly, but we can do this, and you can see Claudia here full screen on the left. On the right-hand side here, you can see we are also following her on one of our third-person followers, and it is a group of, looks like 2, 4, 6 ladies riding here. We'll drive into that view a little bit, and you can see all 6 ladies here riding together. Terry Cashmore, Grobler, Still, Reese, and Go Cow. Looks like that is the group for the ladies. Men's group is still all together. Nothing too exciting with what they're doing there. So we're going to kind of stay up toward the front of them and watch for any big jumps. Like I said, we are watching the different chat windows. So we will keep an eye on those and look for questions. Yeah, hashtag no chain drops, Jason Flores says. For sure, Jason, we have to watch for those chain drops. Sometimes it's just not your day, right? Looking forward to Leith Hill tonight. We've got Kai and Frank who are racing together, I believe, in the F zone. So, those guys are talking about Leith Hill tonight. Looks like we got a little kicking going on in the men's group here, so we'll take a look at this. The men trying to get a little something going here. They're kicking into Trafalgar Square. We can see the efforts going on here. And you wonder how hard are these efforts going to be? Are they breaking anybody off of the group? Doesn't look like they've broken the group at all, but you can definitely see some harder efforts here. We're going to watch we're going to watch Justin go into this. You can see Justin is hitting that climb just now. Our live view of him is a few seconds behind our third-person view. Up to 560 watts. You can see his heart rate climbing pretty quickly. 163, 164, 165. He gets to the top of the hill. You can see the power back off. Heart rate will stop climbing at this point, kind of slow the climb. So he's kicking a little bit. There's somebody going a little bit up toward the front. He's making sure he covers that gap, and then he now can sit back in and do a little bit of that recovery. Believe they have another few miles to go before they will be going up the hill, so still a decent amount of flat racing for them to do. So we'll cruise through our I love seeing this suffer on Jason Flores. Nice camera angle, awesome quality. Got the hair looking good this morning. Definitely suffering. Definitely can see that sweat rolling on Jason's forehead. He is definitely in some pain here. June, I believe June is riding rollers. It's hard to tell with that small camera in the bottom corner, but I do believe he is riding rollers, and definitely getting a little bit of suffer going there. That heart rate now is up in the 160s. Cameron Moss, mouth open, hung over the handlebars here, working hard, but he is on the front and he is working hard. They are gonna know he was there for sure. Staying at the front, doing some work. And here we have Sadeo riding his rollers over in Japan. Got that wall next to him just to keep himself propped up when he gets in a little bit of trouble on the rollers, but focused, head down. Got plenty of gas left in the tank at 155 beats per minute. Guys are working hard. So for those joining in that have not seen this before, wondering what we are looking at, we are looking at the game Zwift. This is a massive multiplayer online cycling game. We are watching a virtual racing league on that. So this is the CVR Racing League. So everybody that you see on the screen is fighting for a position in the league, competing against one another. Every avatar is a person in their respective home gyms or location, riding a trainer with a power meter or a power measuring device of some sort, and just hammering away, competing against one another. So the harder they pedal, the faster they go in game, and they're about to go up the hill, and that's when things will really get interesting. They are actually riding bikes, every one of them. That's why we're flipping through some of these first-person camera views where you can. These are videos, feeds that these riders are providing to CVR, where you can see them actually pedaling and riding, and you can see the effort on their face. My third person view here has gone a little bit wonky, so we're gonna have to get that one restarted. So we're gonna watch Jason here in his first person view for a minute while we get some things set back up. As it was termed in our Los Angeles live event a few weeks ago, this may be the hardest video game ever. Definitely from an effort perspective. It's hard to believe that any other video game is getting any more effort put into it. Here you can see this one has a little more full body view, but it is a small camera angle down in the bottom left, where there's definitely some effort being put out here. You can very clearly see the pedaling action. Alright, I think we got our screens back, so here we have Claudia still pedaling away. Let's get the 3-screen going for Claudia. And this one gives us a little better view. On the bottom right hand side of the screen, you can kind of see Claudia's avatar placement, and then on the left hand side of the screen you can see her camera. Claudia is doing well in the points at this point in time, so she is definitely in this for the season, trying to win the season. Winners of this season will get invited to a live event in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada at the end of the season. I believe that event's going to be the last weekend in June, so there will be the 8 zone winners will be invited to that live final at the end of the league, and that's what these guys are here racing for. At the top of their class here is a competition for that live event. Other folks in here are competing for bragging rights and just an opportunity to get a good hard workout in. So Claudia is definitely crushing it here at the front. Doing a good job here. Looks like they have got a pretty solid group of ladies here now, 6 of them riding hard here at the front. And here we've got the men's race starting to string out a little bit. Looks like we've got a few guys pushing off the front. Jay Tipper, which we may have to do a little looking into that name, where that is coming from, but he is working, getting off the front here, stretching things out a little bit here, and really making the guys work hard for it. So switching over here, we've got the 3 screens going here. If anybody wants to check out any of these streams themselves first person, go over to cycleview.cvrworldcup.com. You can go over here, you can select to watch one stream, you can watch 2, you can watch 4, you can drop these down, you can select which ones you want to watch in which window, you can cheer for them. There is some chat going on over here as well. You can see that information, and then you can also go in here and you can click view race results, and it will pop up this window. When you view race results and get this window popped up here, select the race, and in here you can select whether you want to view everybody, league only, male, female, whether you want to show DQ. So here I've selected everybody. People that are racing in the league can go in here and see the ones with strike throughs through them are not competing in the league, or not eligible for league finishes for some reason. So you can identify who you're racing for points and who's just in the race for fun, so you know who to chase, that sort of thing. They've got cameras next to the names for the riders that are streaming, so you can easily see that. You can click on those cameras, you can go directly to their streams from there. So that's kind of how you can navigate around a little bit, and allows you to get to all the different information for the riders. Looks like the men are getting near to the Leith Hill climb, so this is when things are really going to start suffering for the men. Here we have Ryan Kettleson. Let's go, Ryan. Sliding up through the group, Vitor, Mateus, Mitsuni. We've got live video of Mitsuni riding here. This is where the hill is starting to go up, and if you look in the, you're gonna see the gradient start increasing. And in order to see that, we've got to drop my camera off, so you don't want to see me any longer. Up here in the upper right hand corner, you can see the 9% gradient they're currently on. You can see that little shadow of a hill across the bottom of that map in the upper right hand corner. That's the profile to come. There are 2 different leagues to answer that question over at Mixer. There is a men's and a women's league. Different categories within the league is really what it is. It's the CVR league. There are men and women categories, and there are 8 different zones throughout the day. So every 3 hours throughout the day, there is a race streaming that you can watch and compete in. You need to register if you want to compete for points within a zone, but the races are open to anyone who wants to enter and race along, even if they have not entered into the league. And you can see here they're getting really strung out here on the hill. You can see the suffering here. We are at the very back with this rider here, and it is strung out. He is in 44th place, and if you look up ahead of him around this corner, it is a long way to get up to that first place rider now. You're really starting to stretch it out here. Sliding a bit forward, but you're going to find up here at the front of this race, you're going to see Team ODZ is going to be up here and working hard. So we should start seeing some real suffering going on here with the men now. Bouncing around to a few of the live feeds. Here we have Justin. His heart rate's getting up to 175. Definitely starting to challenge the fitness of all these riders now, as riders go to the front and really put the suffer in here. Jason Flores still hanging in there at the front of this pack. Got a little bit stretched out in front of him, but he's still in that chain of riders in the draft. But it looks like there's a trouble spot coming in between there that he's going to be dropped off here before long. And here we've got Mitsuni. He is hanging right at the front, not letting that gap go here. Gonna stay with him. You can see here Modert and HG Becker are at the front doing a lot of work. Guys, this hill is just getting started. You can see this grid at the top or at the bottom of Mitsune's screen here too. It's a good indication of effort. Those colors coded there. Blue is a zone 2 effort, which is a nice endurance pace. Green is getting into tempo, which starts getting to really get hard. Can't carry on a full conversation. You know, breathing heavily, but sustainable. Tempo should be sustainable for an hour or two. In most people's fitness. Get into yellow is that threshold effort. That's where you're on the limit, but you're still mostly aerobic. Can maintain that for maybe an hour in the yellow in an all-out to exhaustion effort. You get into those red, orange and red. That is over your limit. That is truly the red zone, and you hold those levels for very long and you will blow up. You will be out the back. And so that kind of gives you a level of effort. You can kind of see how things have ramped up for him as this race has went on. They've hit this hill and really started the suffering and digging here. And here we've got Ikibe. He is also in that. You can see those colors at the bottom of his screen as well. You can see those big pushes of red, and it looks like they've backed off here a little bit. Sadeo's been able to pull that down into a little bit of yellow, and now they're digging a little bit more red numbers. They've got another, probably 3-4 minutes to go before they're gonna hit the real steep portion of this hill. So definitely have some suffering yet to come to get over this hill. And as soon as they get up over this hill, which is total of probably a 10-minute effort to get completely to the top of this hill, they're gonna have a short break and they're gonna have to tackle the next hill right away. So let's see how Cameron is doing here. Cameron, looks like Cameron has got a little bit of a gap back. He is with one of these further back groups. Got a nice little pack here to hang with, to climb with. Sitting at 175 heartbeat. Don't know what his max is, but that is definitely a high heart rate. So working hard there. And here back up at the front group with Ortiz. Ortiz is hanging in this front group pretty well. Love this camera angle. Definitely gives a good view of the suffering he's got going on here. And you can see a little bit of a gap ahead of him. Not quite at the tip top of that pack, but hanging in there. So good effort by him. The ladies have started to hit that hill as well, so we'll get a good look here. And we've got Claudia's camera angle here, along with in the bottom right hand side of the screen you can see her avatar, and she is working hard here at the front. I expect that these ladies will kind of break apart here at some point on the hill and really start suffering. There is a few of them here that I think are capable of getting away from the rest of the pack. So we're gonna see how Claudia gets going here up the hill while the men are still climbing up through the fog. No major breakaways at the front of the men right now. So let's get into, let's watch the ladies climb here for a minute. I'll try to close a couple of windows here and see if we can improve any of the smoothness in the video for you guys. Some of the video that you see that may not be perfectly smooth is due to the feeds coming from the other riders as well. So here we've got a pretty good high quality feed coming from Jason Flores. Things look pretty smooth and clear from him. Jason has some real high-end equipment at home and really provides us some great feeds here, as well as does Justin. Here you can see Justin really hammering. There's some action going on now at the front of the men's pack. and Justin is right in the middle of it. Justin is actually on the front of the group right now, hammering away. These guys have hit the proper climb now. They're up at a 10% gradient and just on the gas. This game is called Zwift, Z-W-I-F-T, and this is most of these riders are playing this on a PC. It is available for iOS devices as well as Apple TV, Apple computers, and I believe that's it right now. They're working on a Droid application as well, but that has not been released yet. So PC, iOS, and Mac systems, I think, is where you're limited to right now. This race will be a total of, well, they've got 16 kilometers to go. Justin is in kilometers. For us normal Americans here, it looks like it's 25 miles. Looking at Jason's screen here is the distance that we have to go. This is going to be one of the key moments here that we are watching, and we're going to watch from Justin's point of view here, and Justin is really suffering at 183 heartbeat. Getting to the top of this hill here is going to be the first critical break of the race. These guys are going to push super hard to get a small group at the front of the race to get over the top of this hill. They're going to have about 10 minutes, and they're going to have to do another climb of about 6 minutes. That will be another all-out climb like this, and just after that climb will be the finish. So that is the kind of what you've got to come for this. We're going to get a little bit of a 3-screen split view going here, so we can watch what's going on in all the races at once, because we've got things going on every little bit of everywhere. Bottom right, you've got the ladies race here in our third-party view, and you can see Claudia and Terry Cashmore have broken away by 4 seconds from the group. In the upper right, you can see a third-party men's view here following Justin, and then you can see our first-person views coming in on the left-hand side of the screen. So we've got Justin there now. We can show you, we've got Claudia cycling hard here. She is still smiling, working hard at the front of that group.
And I'll give it my all till I find you, and give you my all when you're here. When we finally realize that we've been learning to fly, we've already reached the edge of
And it looks like they are at the top of the men's climb now, coming through the banner at the top of that. You can see Justin pushing hard for the top of the hill. Guys, I'm trying to take a look at the lag to see if there's anything we can do about that. I'm not sure there is at this moment over at Mixer. The feeds that I'm pulling back here are not lagging from Facebook, so I'm not sure what the struggles are over at Mixer right now. I am taking a look at it. But I'm not sure that I can do anything to solve that right now. My Mixer feed is coming back pretty clear on my end without much lag, so yeah, I don't know if that's on our end, because everything's coming back pretty clear here, so apologize for that. We'll look into it and see if there's something we can do for next time. But here you see Justin has gotten to the top of that climb. You can kind of see almost the tension release. He's still gonna have to stay on the gas here a little bit, make sure he stays with these riders that he's with. There's 4 of them off the front now: Matt Johnson, Justin Wagner, H.G. Becker, Jay McQuaid from Team Draft. But you can see they've gotten to the top of the climb. They can do a little bit of relief now. And Jason Flores is just coming to the top of that climb, still suffering hard, that 172 heart rate. I believe it just around this bend coming up, just to the left-hand side. He's going to round this corner and see the banner at the top of the hill. and it is the relief that we have made it to the top of the hill. You can see the lead rider has made that climb in 4 minutes and 55 seconds, which is a huge time up this hill. Excellent, excellent, excellent climb. So here they go, digging around the corner. That is the top of the hill for them. Get a little bit of the 3-screen action going here, and we can check in on some of the other riders. Here we've got Sadeo climbing the hill. Got his rollers going. Sadeo should be just about to the top of the hill as well. Looks like Sadeo's speed might be a little bit behind real time, and may need to grab a new one for him. Mitsuni here, on his way down the hill, you can see those big red spikes in his graph at the bottom, and those have backed out now, and he has definitely calmed down a little bit there. We got a little bit of a feed going out again. Zwift doesn't do watchers very well at the moment, so we're going to get you guys full screen here on Justin as he recovers going down the hill, and I'll get a new version of Zwift going now. So what they will have left now over the last, looks like 12 kilometers, they get to the bottom of the hill that they are currently going down. They will have a small section of flat, probably 1 mile, and then they will do another climb. Well, they will suffer up over the top of that climb. Trying to get logged back in with these guys now. Alright, it looks like we have got them all back. Got good feeds going. So yeah, what we have going on here is cycling racing indoors on a video game called Zwift. We've got some first-person views, some third-person views going on here. We can flip through a few of the different riders. Some of them have pretty high quality streams. Here we've got Claudia, who is in the view in the lower right hand side of the screen. In the ladies race, we have Terry Cashmore, Claudia Baring about 20 seconds off the front of T. Grobler, E. Reese, Gogal, M. Still are the ladies in the race. They are pushing hard in the ladies race. In the men's race, we have some live feeds coming from Justin Wagner here, who is in the front group, pushing hard right now. And you can actually see Justin, there's a little bit of a time gap between our third-party view in the upper right and Justin's real avatar. So you're going to see Justin actually do this big effort now in his first-person view. So Justin is hammering hard up over this little dig now, and 5% gradient going up here as he crests over top of this. He's trying to get away from the riders he's with a little bit. They're kind of attacking each other. Justin has a 10-second gap now. Let's go full monitor. Let's watch Justin do this little bit of suffer off the front. Justin now has what looks to be about 6 seconds off the front, and still going hard here. So Justin is pushing the pace at the front. If you look at the right hand side of his screen, you can see he has a 10-second gap on H.G. Becker, Jay McQuaid, Matt Johnson. So he has done an effort. He's got off the front, and now everyone behind him is having to react. You can see those orange numbers. Everybody is kicking it up and really pushing hard. His teammate Matt Johnson is behind him there. Matt Johnson will not do any work to pull this back since he is a teammate. So he is just going to ride with these two chasers and not do anything to help them get back. Justin's going to continue to try to keep that gap off the front. He's going to push the pace here and continue to work at the front of the group, while Jay McQuaid and H.G. Becker are going to work super hard to get back to him. You can see Becker is really working to close that gap. He's not quite got it closed, but he is working hard to get there and extending that chase. They're starting to close that gap a little bit. It's down to 5 seconds. Justin, you can see the focus on his face, watching the numbers, watching the screen. Becker is at 4 seconds coming back. Down at the bottom of the screen, you can actually see the meters behind. When you watch those meters behind, when they get down to about 10 meters, those riders behind are starting to get a little bit of draft help, and at 6 meters, they are fully in the draft and locked on to the rider that they're chasing. So here they go. They have officially closed the gap. Here you see the riders come around now. Justin did a lot of work, really tried to push it off the front there, but his effort did not get him away for the win. Now his teammate is going to the front and digging hard to try to counter that attack. Doing a big effort there to counter it. And you can see now, we're going to watch this from Justin's point of view. And there goes H.G. Becker chasing that counterattack. And now Matt Johnson and H.G. Becker are going off the front. So this is a good tactic they played here. We've got some gameplay going on here. Justin went off the front. He held that 10-second gap for about a mile. Matt Johnson forced the other two guys in the pack to pull his teammate back to that group. And as soon as they caught, Matt had been sitting in and just riding the wheels and riding the draft all the way to that point. And as soon as they made contact, Matt counterattacked and went off the front. And that has left Jay McQuaid here on the back foot. Jay McQuaid is not going to get any help from Justin Wagner, as Justin has a teammate, Matt Johnson, up the road. They are working together. So Matt Johnson has gotten off the front with H.G. Becker, and they've got to work up there. Becker is pulling away a little bit from Johnson, so Johnson's going to have to work hard up there. He's going to be riding all by himself. Yeah, this is going to be interesting going up Box Hill to see who has anything left to get up over here. Somebody's going to have the legs fail on them before they get up over the top of this hill. Real quick drop in on the ladies race to kind of follow up on where they are at. Looks like Claudia has got a 3-second gap over Terry Cashmore. They've pulled 2 minutes out now over the Chase ladies. I expect that Terry and Claudia will come back together here and probably get at least over to Box Hill together, and then maybe some more attacks will occur once they get over there. So just an update on the ladies. We've got 2 ladies off the front, Claudia and Terry Cashmore, and they appear to be riding together, working hard to extend that gap, and should see some fireworks between the 2 of them a little bit later in the race. Going back to the men's race here, we have H.G. Becker off the front, Matt Johnson kind of in between H.G. Becker and the chase group of 2, which is Jay McQuaid and Justin Wagner. Watching that from Justin's point of view here. We've also got some other riders a little bit further back in the pack here. We've got Jason Flores. Jason is just coming up, I believe, to the base of Box Hill. Trying to go back and find where he's at in the race here to give you an update on where he is at. So Jason looks like he is back probably a couple minutes from the lead at this point. He is approaching the Box Hill climb and riding with a group of 4 or 5 riders at this point in the race. At this point in the race, things get pretty strung out. We've got Jay Mitsuni going up Box Hill. You can see he is not far from the front of this race. If you look on his rider's screen on the right hand side, you can see Justin Wagner, Jay McQuaid, Matt Johnson, H.G. Becker just up the road from him. Not a large gap there, so he is still fighting hard. He is fighting for probably a top 5 position here. If he can win this group that he's with, just he and Modert here, if he can win this group, he's still with a top 5 finishing position. So here we're back to Justin. They are a little over halfway up this climb now. Justin still hammering hard here, holding on to Jay McQuaid's wheel. His teammate is up the road just a little bit from them still. So as long as his teammate is in front of him, he's gonna just ride this wheel here, not do a lot of work. If he's gonna do anything, it's gonna be a big attack. He's not gonna help Jay McQuaid at all. So we're gonna keep an eye on things here and see what Justin does. And here we go. You see the painted portion on the road, and Justin puts in a big dig. You can see those watts in the upper left hand side of his screen, up near 600 watts. Jay McQuaid's distance behind is growing, and Justin is closing the gap to his teammate up ahead. This tactic here, Justin going hard like this, he's not offering any help to the rider behind, and he's going to try to get up with his teammate and team up with him to see if they can't get up the road, maybe even catch Becker here at the end of the race. I'm getting a lot of cheers over there at Facebook. Thanks everybody for dropping in and watching. We appreciate it. We are watching the CVR Zone C race this morning. Right now we've got a small group at the front, kind of spread out about 30 seconds between H.G. Becker, Matt Johnson, Justin Wagner, Jay McQuaid. The ladies race, we have Claudia Baring up front with, we had Terry Cashmore. I'm not seeing Terry any longer. Maybe a dropout, or maybe just a technical glitch on my side. So right now I'm seeing Claudia all by herself, but that could change if that was just a small little technical dropout somewhere along the way. So hopefully that bounces back. Justin is continuing to push here, and Justin has just about caught his teammate. And I think you'll see at this point his teammate Matt Johnson has kind of backed off a little bit to let Justin back to him. Once they get together, they can work together to try to make a gap shrink a little bit in front of them. So they're in no man's land now, about 30 seconds behind, 30 seconds ahead, and chasing H.G. Becker to the finish line. So Team ODZ has come out here to ride together, but it looks like Becker has had the Team X mojo going off the front, has now extended that out to about 30 seconds off the front of the group. You can see these guys had this last little kick to get over. They're both going to go really hard to get up this last little portion of the hill, and then they're going to be able to rest for the downhill. It does look like over here at the ladies race, drop in and check that out, we do not have any more sighting of Terry Cashmore for a while here, so I think we may have a problem there for Terry, some sort of technical glitch or something, and she is not going to finish and get results in this race. Again, we do have over at CycleView, on the right hand side of the screen here, you can see both of my third person views, one for the men's race, one for the ladies race. On the left hand side of the screen is where I can scroll through some different first person views. If you want to choose your own views and look at these riders directly, you can go over to cycleview.cvrworldcup.com. You can scroll through any of the, I believe we have close to 10 riders streaming today. For this race, we've got a race every 3 hours today, and for every one of those races you're going to be able to have some first person views similar to these to check out. So if you want to really dive into watching, and it looks like Ortiz has given up the ghost over there, so no more Ortiz in the streaming as well. So here we've got Team ODZ chasing. HG Becker has almost a minute lead at this point, and looks like we are down to Mitsuni chasing down McQuaid and Wagner. Now this could be a big chase here, so let's go see if we can watch this one a little bit. You can see there's only 22 seconds now from Mitsuni and was it Modert up to Jay McQuaid. Mitsuni probably has the ability to close this down yet. This is a closable gap if they start putting in some big efforts. You can see McQuaid up there still coasting on the downhill. It's going to take some big efforts, but I think there's some potential to still close this gap down before the finish line. So these guys are going to dig and try to close this gap before they get to the finish line. We're going to keep an eye on some other places, but it looks like this is the closest chase right now that we've got a good view of. So we're going to watch Mitsuni and maybe Modert here exchange some work and try to pull McQuaid back. We'll go over to Justin's feed before we get to the finish. Make sure we can see a good big sprint out of Justin and get a good view of those sprints coming in. You can really see, even though it's a small camera, you can really see the focus in June's face here as he is really suffering toward the end of this race. We've got it down to a 16-second gap. This is within sight now. This is really a chase that this chase could do something here. Coming up out of the subway tunnel here, you can close a lot of the gap, and really could get interesting here toward the end of the race. Only 2 kilometers to go. There's definitely enough road left to close in this 14-second gap. We'll see if they're able to keep the pedal down coming out of the subway tunnel here to close this gap. Doing a little watching here to see how the front leaders are going. We do have HG Becker coming into the finish, about 400 meters to go. Nothing to see there though, so we're not going to jump up to his feed. He's riding in solo, just riding at home at about 4.5 watts per kilogram. So nice job to Becker, team experimental. Nice work to take the breakaway win. Justin Wagner has broken away a little bit from Matt Johnson, has a 10-second gap, so he also is not sprinting for the finish. So we're going to stay here with this group of 2 here at 15 seconds. They've only got 22 seconds behind. There's something that could happen here where it looks like Justin has done his little breakaway. He is securing 2nd place. Nice job to him. Matt Johnson as well is riding at home in 3rd place. Jay McQuaid is trying to hold off that chase pack behind him. Looks like about 19 seconds now. I think this is a pretty safe gap for Jay McQuaid as long as his legs don't fail him. It's going to take a pretty big explosion from Jay McQuaid at this point to allow those 19 seconds to come back. But you never know what can happen at the end of these races. It can get really strange. So nice job to these guys though, pushing it home, putting a little bit of a chase in. June has just about finished this race. We should see a little sprint here between him and Modert. They are not going to be able to catch McQuaid, I don't think, with the 18 seconds. But definitely should have a little kick here at the end. So we're going to watch these guys sprint hard for the finish line. I did get Terry Cashmore back on my feed in the ladies race, so maybe she had a dropout. She may still be in this race. And here we go. There's the kick from, who was that? Motor kicked first. Mitsune's on his wheel. Now we're going to see the big sprint, and I believe he's on rollers, so this is going to be an interesting. You can see that bike swaying back and forth, and he is digging hard. It's going to take a big kick to come around him. Can he do it? He's looking at the screen. He's trying to figure out when to go really hard. And there he goes. He puts his head down at the last second and a big kick. And how much is he going to get him by? It looks like it's going to be, yes, 1 bike length. And he did it. Mitsune sprints for the finish. Nice work to him coming in there at the finish. So who do we have on course here still? Jason Flores still hammering out there on course. We'll go back and see if we can grab that group and watch a little bit more of that coming into the finish line. Looks like I have lost my third-party view now for the men. As people finish races, you kind of get thrown out into the public stream again. So, if anybody's curious about Zwift and how popular Zwift is, there are currently 2,000 people riding on the platform. So, getting to be very popular. You can see Jason here sprinting at the top of the screen, going to 540 watts, digging. He has attacked the group he's in. Looks like Hayland is working hard to stay on his wheel. They've got about a 12-meter gap behind him. If they can keep pushing here. Oh, but you can see here comes the momentum. Lennox is getting around him doing the slingshot. That was a good lead out by Jason. Now Lennox is slingshotting around, and here comes a big sprint pack from behind. Looks like Jason's going to be 4th or 5th in this pack. A few guys sliding around him at the line. But nice race by Jason. You can see here, scrolls down at the end of the race. He came in 24th overall, holding a 3.8 watts per kilogram at 162 average heartbeat. Nice job to Jason Flores in that race. Now we're down to watching the ladies finish up, I think here. We've got Claudia Baring still finishing up the climb. She is just coming to the top of the Box Hill climb. She is, after this climb, she will be on the downhill going towards start finish. You can see she doesn't have a Zwift view in her stream, but we do have the camera angle for her. She is out of the saddle, working hard here, still chasing that KOM line, pushing at the front. Nice work, Claudia. Keep digging. And it looks like she has dropped off Terry Cashmore here, who is 3.3 seconds behind now. So looks like, I'm sorry, 30 seconds behind for her. So while we're watching the ladies finish up the race here, we can go over here and look a little bit more at our cycling tools that are available over at CycleView. On the left hand side of the screen, you can see a browser window open here, cycleview.cvrworldcup.com, and give you guys this view. From this view, you can go in here and you can select whether you want to watch. You can click pop-ups here, and you can click on any one of these names and it will pull up a pop-up. You can click on it's behind 4 streams and you can get a nice 4-stream window here. You can select any one of the 4 streams that you want to watch. Just select from the drop down and select the right rider. From here, you can click here to view race results, which is a little selection on the right hand side of the screen. If I go to the race results, it takes it a minute to pull this data from the CVR servers. Select the race that we're in, and we are at the league only male results right now, and you can see from a league perspective Justin Wagner won that race because H.G. Becker, who was in front, was not in the league. So I'm going to select all, and I'm going to, so here is the true full race results. H.G. Becker is crossed out because he's not racing in his own zone. He does not get league results. Justin Wagner is 2nd place overall, but 1st place in the league results. That's not crossed through. Followed by Matt Johnson, Jim McQuaid, June Mizutani, Joshua Modert, Greg Olson, Zachy, Curtis Gray, and so on. You can see the results here. You can see some that are crossed out who are not entered in the league. Still available to race. No problems with them racing within the league. They just do not get league results. We can flip this over to the female race here, where we can see the race is still going on. We've got Claudia Baring in the lead as we speak, followed by Terry Cashmore, and that's the race that we are still following. And you can see a handful of the ladies that are still racing. Going back to the men's race, if we want to go to league only and look at these results, let's get rid of all the flagged riders, and we can see here these are the A zone results. Justin Wagner, Matt Johnson, Jim McQuaid, Mizutani, Boyko, Mateus, Nate Scott. For the B group, it looks like Curtis Gray came home with the win, followed by Ryan Brown, Darren He. In the C group, Jason Flores wins the C group. We had a good view of him. You can see any rider that has the camera next to their name was also streaming today. And Thomas Ringborn is, I believe, still on course, it appears, and riding, but the only D rider currently in the race. So this kind of gives you an idea of some of the tools that are available to you over at CVRWorldCup.com to follow along in the racing, to view the results, the statistics. Then you can also go over here to view league standings. And we've got Claudia, looks like she has just a few kilometers left to go. And if you want to view the league standings, we're going to go to the Zone C male standings. We are in Bracket A. You can see as we speak, Justin Wagner is leading. Frank Ortiz is in 2nd place. Ikibe, McQuaid. These are the current league standings for the season. Today would be race number 3, I believe, of the season. Race number 4 of the season. And looks like Justin has a pretty comfortable lead right now. Ikibe fighting for 3rd place, and I think he may have secured that today, so good for him. As well as McQuaid, I think, made a big jump today. In the B group, Tex Devine is at the top of the standings right now. A lot of guys fighting for that, but you can go over here, you can pick any zone, any group, and see how things are going. So Zone A males right now, Gavin Dempster is doing well there. Gavin did the Crit Series finale last weekend in Europe and won that. Definitely proved that he is a strong rider. James Phillips, Team Innovation, is winning in the B zone right now, followed by Jeffrey Creel chasing behind him. Zone A females, we don't have anyone listed. Dixie Newsom leading the Zone B female fight there, followed by Lisa Jane and Beth York. Some names there that we recognize, that we know. For the Zone C females, Claudia Baring has a healthy lead in that zone as well. So we are watching Claudia come into the finish now. She has done an excellent race. As always, kept herself out front, and she will ride this away with about a 40-second lead over Terry Cashmore. Well done to her. Thanks to all the other racers, all the guys in the men's race who are streaming. We appreciate those streams. It helps us have a better quality broadcast. And we will be back here at the Facebook page, Mixer, Cycle View, about every 3 hours throughout the day. The next race starts in about an hour and 45 minutes from now. Zone D race will start. There's different broadcasters throughout the day. Some of our professional broadcasting crew jumps on board for some of the other races. I'm just a guy in my basement trying to explain to you what racing is about and interact with you as best as possible. Happy to answer any questions if you have them. I try to watch the streams for questions and to educate and inform the watchers as much as possible. Here's Claudia coming into the finish. You want to question what kind of effort she's putting out. She still has a heart rate of 185 beats per minute as she comes to the finish line. So she has not sat up. She has continued to hammer to the finish line. And there it is. She has completed race number 4 and taken the win. Congratulations to Claudia. Thanks to everybody who raced today. Thanks to everybody who watched. We appreciate everyone participating. And if you have any questions, look us up over at CVR World Cup, the Facebook page, or go to cvrworldcup.com. They've got an awesome group on the help desk over there. If you're interested in anything about Zwift, getting signed up, you can come check out the CVR stuff. Go to Zwift.com, check out the game, get registered, get on the bike, and get moving. So that's going to conclude our Zone C race for today. If you want to come back and experience a little bit more of this, we'll be going again in about an hour 45 minutes. So thanks everybody for hanging out, and we will chat next time.